Brandon, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Michael.
Wanted to get together with you today to, first of all, congratulate you on crossing $10,000 a month with your cleaning business. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was a lot of hard work, but it was good to hit that milestone. Felt great.
Absolutely. Can you give us maybe an exact? I know we're not even at the end of the month yet, but where are you at on the month right now? What are we forecasted in terms of final number?
Yeah, so I hit 10,041 days in from when I took my first customer in early July. And then by mid-August, I was forecasted to go over 10K. And right now I'm at 11.5. And
Okay.
then I've got some good numbers going into September. I think I already have 7K already booked.
That
So it's a
fires me
matter
up.
of, yeah, so just kind of working through that. And getting the schedules. Like I said, it's that it's either sales or operations, right? Like every day it changes of like what's the focus to make sure that you're not only bringing in business, but you're also able to fulfill it efficiently, keeping your cleaners busy, keeping them happy, and so it's kind of that constant seesaw, I guess you would say.
Welcome to the business, as they say.
Yes, that's right.
Why don't you give us a quick little synopsis here, Brandon, before you, I know, hey, we kind of got started, everything happened pretty quickly, but from your side, walk us through where you're at before the cleaning business. I'd love to kind of hear from you, like, what do you do? Like, what were you looking at? What even went into this kind of decision for yourself? Would love to kind of walk through that experience with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work in corporate America. I'm a marketing director for a Fortune 500 company. I've always been pretty entrepreneurial just by nature. That's how I got into marketing. I figured out and taught myself how to code and started building websites and then digital marketing services years and years ago. And then I got my kind of first marketing job. But I always did a lot of that marketing consulting all the way for, gosh, had to have been about a decade. I stopped doing that in 2023. Just needed to step back, focus on my career. I had some other things going on. I've wanted a side business for about 3 years to really kind of focus my mind on something, really to get my hands on, get dirty, just kind of, sometimes in corporate America, you're not really doing that. You're more managing and leading versus actually doing. And so I really missed that. And it really didn't have anything that was doing that for me. So I've been looking for about 2 to 3 years of something, say, hey, like what can I do? What's something that I'd like to at least experiment in that would be worth my time. I've worked in marketing in home services before, so I know that there's a big need there just in general. I think the AI, where AI is going, I don't think AI is ever going to take away home services, but the opportunity to automate it and really efficiently run the back end of the office was certainly a big thing for me of like, hey, this is still a person to person business, but there are tools now that can really automate a lot of the back end that make this much easier to run as kind of a solopreneur. So that was very intriguing as well. I have a little bit of a technology background, so just kind of my understanding of it and how to connect it and do all of that. So it all kind of came together of like, all right, there was that. I, ran into you on LinkedIn, did a lot of research, looked into this, and I say, you know what? Let's just go for it, right? Had a good conversation with my wife, and she's very supportive. And I think it's something of, hey, if there's never a perfect time, right? You just gotta go do it. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, you know what? I'll figure out something else. So I think it's just more of just kind of that mindset of, what, like this kind of has all the ingredients of what I've been looking for. And that was certainly worth my time of nights and weekends and certainly being in the spot where I am now. So it's just kind of how we got here and what I was looking for and why I thought this was a good fit.
Okay, very cool. I think hold on one second, Brandon. We're gonna take a quick intermission. He's barking like crazy. I don't know if it's my dog. I'll edit this part out. I think someone's at my door. Give me
That's
1 second.
fine. No worries.
Sorry
No
about
worries.
that.
No worries.
Okay.
All right, better. You got it.
Yes.
All right.
Mailman is gone. Okay,
Oh
cool.
man, that'll get a dog going.
That'll get
Yeah,
the good.
gotcha.
That'll get them going.
Yep.
But listen, yeah, I would. In terms of like, or I guess maybe the best place to start next would maybe be where the 41 days that went by for you. Obviously, it was very quick. I often ask everybody. I know it's never a straight line either. Everyone has a different story in terms of what worked, what didn't work for them. I'd love to kind of get a sense from you. What was maybe the easiest thing for you or things that click? Obviously, you have a marketing background, so like that stuff probably became pretty straightforward to you. But
Yeah.
what was maybe the most challenging thing for you? I'd love to know what was kind of maybe the aha moment. Okay, this is not going to be something where, it's something that I tried and failed. It's actually going to be a real thing. And then what was maybe the part that was like, man, that kind of was difficult for me to figure out, or I'm still figuring it out?
Yeah, I would hiring. I think that was that emotionally just kind of the up and down of hiring, of just making sure that one, are you getting resumes in? Are you getting the right resumes? Tweaking copy going forward, making sure that you're going through the interview process, doing it right. Everything else before that, I felt like was pretty straightforward and just kind of following the program and getting that up to speed, and just kind of following the playbook. I felt really good about that as far as, all right, website is built, quoting tools there. I've got all the business basics. I've got an idea of how all this works. Just I've done some home services stuff in the past, but certainly the recruiting and hiring probably took a little bit longer than I was hoping, but it definitely turned out the way I needed it to turn out. I do feel like I have some pretty good cleaners now, but I would say that's probably the toughest part, and really the one that you really have to motivate yourself to get going. I think once you get the sales stuff going, that stuff's exciting, right? When you start to see money coming in the door, when you start to see a full calendar, when the things that you promise your cleaners of, hey, my goal here is to fill your schedule with however many cleanings that you want. You start to see that, like, that stuff's exciting, right? And the cleaners get excited to see that too. And all of that. And then if you see good work and before and after pictures, and when you talk to your customers of, so and so did a great job, that stuff is really, really motivating. And that's the stuff that's like, all right, I got this. And you'll have a lot of days like that. But you'll also have days where it's like a customer complains, you didn't book a sale, or people canceled, and you'll have those days too. So I think it's just a matter of, there's highs and lows of entrepreneurship. You just got to maintain kind of a level mindset. I mean, there'll be days you sit there and be like, why am I messing around with cleaning? Like, why? I get that question from my friends all the time. Like, why are it's random. It's random that you would go into the cleaning business. And I think a lot of it is what I said earlier, is like, it's home services. That's not going away. If you find good people and you have good technology and you have good value propositions and you're able to get out there and build demand, it's easy to build. And I shouldn't say easy, but it's more likely your business is going to be very successful. So just kind of the highs and lows of entrepreneurship, of, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and you just can't let the bad days get to you. And you can't go, over celebrating great days either, right? It's a battle every day, and you got to maintain kind of that level mindset.
Awesome. Well, listen, 41 days in, that's a pretty good battle. You're winning right
Yeah.
now. Would love to kind of know what the rest of 2026 looks like for you business wise. How do you kind of view the company now that, you're off to the races clearly?
Yep.
And maybe even into 2027, do you have kind of a long-term vision of what you wanted this to be before you got into it?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So I've been doing some thinking about that, and I think that changes based off the type of business that I'm getting, right? So, I think we all want the recurring every 2 weeks, high dollar, amounts and stuff like that. But there are other parts of the market that are really interesting that I'm starting to get of, hey, my cleaners are really good at this, and then I have other cleaners that are really good at this. So I think I'm still trying to figure out what that means, right? Like, as far as like, am I going to dig more into different niches, or am I still gonna like, am I even big enough at that point? And I don't think I'm big enough to really figure that out at the moment. I think the goal for me is to continue to scale with the amount of cleaners that I have and to bring on board. So the rest of 26 is certainly hiring and then filling out the calendar even more. I mean, I set a goal starting in July that I wanted to get to 75K by the end of the year. So 75K is the goal in gross revenue. As far as 2027, I don't know yet. I think I think the data is going to tell me what that looks like, right? Is it more of what I'm doing? Am I starting to build some more relationship with things like property management groups, short-term rentals? In September, I'll start doing start doing a couple jobs for corporate relocation. So I don't know. Like I don't know where that goes as far as clientele, but what I do know is the need for me to figure out how to automate this business in the sense of lead flow, sales, follow-up, operations, a lot of the back end stuff that takes up a lot of my time that I'm getting up earlier. I'm staying up late, getting done. I know the biggest opportunity is how do I automate a lot of that so I can do more sales and marketing. I can just focus on hiring, and the day-to-day business I can either hire out or I can figure out a way to automate, which is really was the big gamble of why I got into this, is that I can figure that out so I can focus my time where I need to focus it on.
Cool. And I guess from your side, you said, hey, I don't know what niche potentially I might like specialize in. That was kind of what you're maybe saying there. Do you feel like you can navigate that now that you've kind of gone through something like this? Do you feel like there's a bunch of question marks still? I'm curious from your side, or, how do you view that?
Yeah, no, I think I think I have the confidence, right? And I think a lot of what the program gave me was a lot of hey, this is how the business works. These are what these jobs look like. This is what this looks like. Here's what a pricing strategy looks like. I mean, if I were to do this by myself, it certainly would have taken much, much longer than, working with Mike and working with you, Michael, on, what is the overarching strategy, following the playbook all the way through. I feel confident that I'll be able to move where I need to move with with a lot of confidence of like, all right, we're going to go this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to focus on. This is how we structure it.
Sure.
So feel pretty confident from that area that I have enough just kind of experience to figure that out.
Cool. Okay. And then maybe that's a good segue, like program wise for you, Brandon. What did you feel like was most valuable for yourself?
Yeah, it's a good question. The main two things I would say is that the playbook is there, and follow the playbook. I wouldn't deviate far from it. I think that there's some differences and unique things based on the skill set. Like if you have a certain skill set, there's some things that you might be able to change or might be able to tweak, but the playbook is there, like, and just follow it. Don't deviate a lot from it, right? Like follow it down. I think that, there were even some times that we were talking of like, hey, I know the module says this, but why don't you just try to tweak it like this? And then that would end up working, right? Because it's not a one size fit. It's not a one size for every single situation, right? Because every person's different, every house is different. But just being able to kind of be flexible, that what I got, a lot of the benefit was the foundation was really solid, as far as like, here's everything you need, here are the templates you need, here's the process, and then it just comes down to a matter of execution. And if you execute, I don't think this business is overly complex and difficult, right? Like you guys have the playbook. So that was one thing that was extremely helpful. Again, it would have taken me 2, 3, 4 times as long to figure this out without that, which, time is everything, particularly with me having a full-time job and a family. So that was really nice. And then I would just say the daily support and accountability is a huge part of it, of, hey, what are you getting done today? What are you doing this week? Being able to celebrate moments together, like that certainly is very helpful, especially when you're doing this by yourself remotely. I already work a remote job, so being able to do a business and having coaches that are also remote, being able to kind of stay in constant communication about, hey, like I said, what are we getting done today? What do we need to get done by the end of the week? What are our goals? And then just kind of having that motivation and that, teacher and coach sitting there with you to be able to work with the program was extremely valuable. Like I said, when you're doing this all by yourself and you have nobody pushing you, it's easy to cut corners. But having kind of that coach with you was extremely helpful of moving forward and sticking with the plan.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Last question here, Brandon. And I ask everyone this at the very end. If someone was on the fence about doing something like this, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? I would say there's never a perfect time in your life to start a business, but it's something you will never regret, because you will either succeed, like you'll succeed at a really high rate, or you know what, you learned and then you try something else. I would say if you are on the fence of, is this the right time in my life, or is home cleaning really the business that I need to go in? What I would say is that, like I said, there's no perfect time in life to start a business. But you'll always regret it if you don't, right? You'll sit around with a beer with your buddy, said, well, I had this idea, but I never went through with it, right? And you always kind of have that regret. I would say on the fence, like the people that are really looking at, they're like, I don't know. Man, there's a lot of business out there to be had in cleaning. And I think that I underestimated it. But when you start listening to customers on the phone and you start talking to them, and then you start talking to your cleaners about all these things going on, I mean, there's a lot of business out there to be had from a cleaning perspective, whether it's a B2B2C play with property managers and Airbnb owners, or whether it's just a direct to consumer straight B2C business. There's plenty of opportunity out there to go out there. I would just say follow the plan, hire well, and then just make sure that you have the right model from a marketing perspective to go out there and hit the market strong. But there's a lot of business to be had. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, congratulations again, Brandon. Hopefully we hit the 75K by the end of the year. So we'll definitely be checking in on you with that. And hopefully we'll have a check-in call deep into 2027 with some big progress updates. But
Sure.
listen,
Awesome.
Pleasure working with you as well. I think for anybody watching this, Brandon, you just heard that he had a job, a family. You still made this work. I think that just speaks volumes to the level of execution that you brought and the discipline and the commitment, because 41 days to already be at like a 6-figure run rate, that's pretty incredible stuff. So I want to give you, your credit as well. Like, great job on everything.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Take care,
Thanks.
Brandon. Bye.